This week is a huge one for us because it is the week that we are moving into our new place, which feels very bittersweet. I've loved living in the house that we're in right now. So many magical things have happened here. We brought Vigo home here. I got pregnant here. It is just, yeah, really sad to be leaving, but really excited for our next chapter. But one of my biggest fears about moving to the new place is Vigo and how he's going to get used to this new house that he's not used to. He's only ever lived here. And so I've been really putting thought into how can we make this switch as seamless for him as possible. So here's an overview of what we're going to be doing before, during, and after the move. First of all, to make it as easy a move for him as possible, but also to start thinking about, okay, we've got baby due in March. How do we set Vigo up for success in this new house and with new rules that we're able to implement? And I'll talk through what I mean by that. So starting with before the full move is over, we actually get the keys for the place tomorrow, but we need to be moved out by the weekend. So we have a few days in between where we kind of are one-legging in both houses. And so when I get the keys tomorrow, luckily the new house is only about a 5-minute drive from where we are now. So once I get the keys, my intention is to come back to this house, get Vigo, bring him to the new place, and probably feed him his dinner over there, play some games with him over there, just start building some positive associations with the new space and the new house. I am gonna try as much as possible to avoid his first exposure to the new house being in the midst of chaos with boxes everywhere, because I think that would be quite overwhelming. So the first time we go, yeah, I really just wanna make it as fun and positive an experience as possible. Now you might remember that when we first brought Vigo home, we had a step up, step down system that we used for his access to the house. He's now free roaming the whole house here. In the new place, we're going to be scaling that back just until he starts to kind of get used to the space. So the first little while that he is in the new house, I think we're just going to restrict his access to the kind of living room, dining room area. And really, I think there's two reasons for this. The first is that I know that any new space can feel quite overwhelming for a dog, and I want him to learn that this house is our space now. I know that that's more likely to happen successfully if we do that slower than just giving him free room of the new house like what he has here. The second reason is that Vigo is in the midst of adolescence, and when you couple that with a move, dogs are more likely to regress, is my understanding, with potty training when you take them into a new environment. I am hoping this won't happen, but I am also bracing myself that we may have a regression in terms of Vigo's potty training, and I know that that is less likely to happen if we're able to get him accustomed to different areas of the house as we go. Now, on the day of the move, luckily we have been able to hire a moving company to help us transport all the boxes. My husband's actually going to be traveling for work. I'm obviously pregnant, so I'm limited in terms of what I can lift. But this means there's going to be men in the house, lots of chaos happening. And so again, I really want it to be as relaxing as it can be for Vigo given the circumstances. So what I'm going to try and do is, first of all, before the movers get here, I'm going to try and take Vigo to the park, have a little play session with him, get some energy out. Then when we get back and the movers come, I will be keeping him in his crate. I'm going to ask them to move all the stuff by his crate first, so prioritize that, so I can then put him in his crate and he can be out of the way while they do their thing. I think he'll be okay with this because we've had workers in the house before with him in his crate, and when he's in his crate, he tends to just kind of check out and chill out and relax. We'll play it by ear. My ideal scenario would have been for him to have gone to like his cousin's house. Unfortunately, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, I think, are both going to be in the office that day, so they're not going to be available just to watch him for a few hours while the movers are here. Luckily, the moving should only take about 3 hours. And then after that's done, I'll be able to take Vigo to the new house. Now, coming back to what I was saying around trying to set the pace for what we want to see from Vigo with the baby. One of the benefits for Vigo of us moving is that dogs don't generalize well, which means that we can set whatever rules we want. We can kind of set them anew in the new space. A great example of this is we have a rule right now where Vigo's allowed on our couch at home. He's not allowed on anyone else's couch. I would say 9 times out of 10, he doesn't try to get on anyone else's couch because he knows the rule. And I am already fast forwarding in my brain to when the baby's here and thinking about how we can make all of our lives easier and help Vigo fit into our lives as easily as possible with this baby. And what I mean by that is I'm trying to not see it through rose tinted glasses, but really see it as this is going to be really hard and I'm going to have 1,000,001 things I have to do. I'm going to be learning a new skill set and taking care of this new baby. How can I set Vigo up for success through all of that change? With this new house where we'll be able to introduce new rules to him, One of the things that we're going to introduce is, first of all, he's not going to be allowed in the kitchen anymore. He's not going to be allowed in the baby's room. So that one room, again, anytime he tries to enter it, once we give him access to more of the house, we will lead him back out and he'll hopefully learn by the time the baby gets here, okay, that room is a no-go zone. We're still playing with the idea of if he'll be allowed on the couch and into our bed if we invite him. Like, we love being able to cuddle him, and I hate the idea of giving that up, but I also never want to be in a position where it's like I may be feeding the baby and Vigo is all up in our grill, or, you know, I don't know. And so I think for ease, it's easier thinking about when the baby's here to say, okay, he's not allowed on the couch or the bed. But in practice for the next 4 months, I know that's going to be really hard, and I don't know how realistic that is. That's kind of everything that we're doing in thinking about this move. I know he'll be fine. I hope he likes the new place. Of course, as this whole saga unfolds, I will take you along for the journey. Let me know if you have any questions or any advice.